Welcome. So we're going to answer this question before us. Let's give it a read. It says a cricket ball is thrown by a fielder. It leaves his hand at a height of 2 meters above the ground. So a height of 2 meters above the ground. And the wicket keeper takes the ball 16 meters away, again at a height of 2 meters. It is known that after the ball has gone 25 meters, it's 15 meters above the ground. The path of the cricket ball is a parabola with the equation this. So they've also provided us a picture for this question. And as you can see, we can see 3 points. This point here is the point 0, 2. And it's saying that he is at a height of 2 meters when he throws the ball. It then, when we are 25 meters distance, it is a height of 15 meters. And then the wicket keeper catches the ball 60 meters away, also at a height of 2 meters. So that's 60 and 2. What I want to do first is I want to find the values of A, B, and C. So this is part A. I want to find the values of A, B, and C. Let's begin by writing down the equation that they've given us. Y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sub in each of these points and create some equations. So we're going to sub in each of these points. So let's begin by sub in 0, 2. So if I sub in 0, 2, what am I going to get out? Well, I'm going to put a 2 into my y spot and then a 0 into my x spot. So that will be 0 squared plus b0 plus c. Now once I do that, this and this will go away, won't it? Because it's just timesing by 0. So 2 is going to be equal to c. Fantastic. So that is that point right there. And let's color code it. Why not? Then I'm going to go to my next point. So I'm going to sub in 25 and 15. That's going to be a 15 in my y spot. A 25 squared plus B 25 plus C. So after all is said and done here, what this is going to end up being is I'm going to get 15 is equal to, now 25 squared is 625, 625A, then plus 25B, and then I know what C is. This, I don't have to write plus C, I can just write plus 2. Which actually means I could take this 2 over to the other side. It's going to be 13 is 625A plus 25B. Perfect. And now let's go to the next one here, which is when the wicket keeper catches it. So I'm going to sub in 60 and 2. So I'm going to put 2 in this spot, A 60 squared plus B 60 plus C, and again, this is going to be 2. This is going to end up being 3600 A plus 60B plus 2. And again, I can just move this 2 over to the other side. I'm going to get 0 is equal to, and then this is going to be 3600A plus 60B. Perfect. Now, once all is said and done there, I have created 2 simultaneous equations. I'm going to label them 1 and 2. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to solve the simultaneous equations. And then I'll get my red pen. 1 and 2. And you could do this by different means. We're going to use our CAS. So I'm going to solve the simultaneous equations 1 and 2. And we should definitely use our CAS here. There are other ways to do it, but the CAS is the quickest way. So we're just going to put in, wait for it, this value and this value into our CAS and then solve for A and B. Let's just move this over here. Let's come over here. Let's go menu, algebra, solve system of equations. This one right here, I've got 2 variables. I want to solve them for A and B. I go, okay. So it's going to be 13 is equal to 625A plus 25B. And then it will be 0 is equal to 3600A plus 60B. and I'm solving it for a and b, that means I'm going to get these two values out here. So if I come over here now, I can say that a is going to be equal to negative 13 on 875. B is going to be equal to 156 on 175. And C is going to be equal to 2. So that is my final answer there. After all is said and done, I've found out what my A is, I've found out what my B is, and I found out what my C is. Just like that. Remember, there is another way in which you could have done this substitution. So, you know, you wouldn't do both ways, but I now just want to show you another way in which you could use your CAS to solve this question. So I'm going to show you another way, but this way works very good. It's just a bit of a quicker way, and I think it'll be useful to you. So if we went menu, and we went algebra, and we went solve systems of equations, and went here, and we've still got two equations, and we're still solving them for A and B, but let's say we didn't want to do this step by hand, all this substitution by hand. Is there a way that we could have done it on the CAS? And there absolutely is. What we could do is we could just type in our general rule here. So y is equal to a times x squared plus b times x plus c. And then you could go control equals this, and then go when x is equal to, and then I'm going to go 25, and when y is equal to 15, so there is one right there, and it's going to do the substitution for me. This such that symbol is saying, hey, put 25 in my x position and put 15 in my y position. You're then going to go, just to make your life a bit easier, hold down shift and then click hitting the arrow key, and it will highlight all this row for you. I can't do that on the computer, so I have to do it another way. Once you've got it all highlighted, Control C to copy, and then Control V to paste it. And now you want to put in your other point, which is 60 here, and 2 over there. You hit enter. Oh, and it looks like something has gone a little bit wrong. Oh, do you know what's gone wrong here? I've put in C, and it doesn't know what C is, so it's gone a bit confused, but that's okay. You got to get used to, you know, you'll make a small error on the CAS. How can we come back from this? Do I have to type this all out again? Absolutely not. Just come up to the arrow key, hit enter. Remember, we know what C is. We know just by subbing in that first one that it's going to be 2. So I could come over here and just replace that C with a 2, then come down, replace that with a 2, and then hit enter. And you see, now we've got our answers just like that. So don't think that you have to retype things. You can just go up like this, hit enter, and it will bring down that line of working. So just make sure you're aware of that. You see, you can learn from my little mistakes here. Using the CAS is very important. Okay. What are we going to do next? We've done part A, hooray. We're now going to do part B. All right, it says, find the maximum height of the ball above the ground. Now, there are different ways you can go about finding the maximum of something. One way is to graph it. So let me first show you how we could graph this. So we could graph this right here because we now have the rule. So if we come here for a second, we come to B, we know that the rule that we now have is y is equal to negative 13 on 875x squared plus 156 on 175x, and then plus 2. That's what we know our rule is. So if we were to sketch that, we could figure out what's going on here. Is there an easy way to go about this? So if I just want to write this down, let's come up here for a second. Is there an easy way for me to do this? What I could do is I could take, actually, let me come down. I could take this right here, hit enter, bring that down, then can go control this, such that, then come up, hit that there, and then, do you see how I just got it without having to like slowly type everything in? So just using a bit of fancy footwork there, we can do things very easily. I want to find out when this has a maximum. So what we could do is we could take this, we could control C it, then go control add doc, add graph, and then control V it there, then hit enter, and then it's going to sketch it for us. Well, then we have to zoom out a bit. So menu, let's zoom out a bit. Then once we've zoomed out, I might just want to, this isn't absolutely necessary, but just to make it a bit pretty, we can do that. And now if I want to find the maximum, menu, analyze graph, the maximum from here to here, I'm going to get, when x is 30, my maximum height is going to be 15.4. So when I'm 30 meters along, I get to that maximum height of 15.4. Now, this is where you got to be a bit careful. Do you see how the question has not specified how many decimal places to answer to? When the question doesn't specify how many decimal places to answer to, that means it wants an exact answer. It does not want a decimal answer, it wants an exact answer. And we can't get exact answers from the sketching or the graphing portion of the CAS. What we actually have to do is come over here and find it this way. So we're going to come here, and I'm going to get rid of this Y bit here, and I'm going to go menu, I'm going to go calculus, and I'm going to go function maximum. And then I'm going to find the maximum of this. What is the X value that gives me the maximum? Now, as we can see here, the X value that gives me the maximum is 30. So this should say, when X is 30, I get a maximum. And sure enough, it gives me X is equal to 30. But remember, we don't want when X is equal to 30, we want the actual height. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this, and I'm going to go control this such that, come up, hit that X is equal to 30. I'm now going to sub 30 into this rule, and it's going to tell me that the actual height is 538 over 35. So this is the height at which I get a maximum value out. All right, so let's now come here and write down what we've done. It's important that you just don't write down your answer, but you actually write down what you've thought through and like a line of working. So you can imagine if this question was worth 2 marks or so, you can't just write down 538 over 35. You have to actually write down something that you've done. So I'm going to say this. The max height occurs when X is equal to 30 and Y is therefore 538 over 35. Therefore, max height is 538 over 35 meters. And just like that, that is my answer. So it's important that you're putting in some like explanation of how you got to the answer, especially if this was worth, say, 2 marks. So if this was a 2 marker, you'd have to put in a line of what you've done to get to your answer. I also just want to take a note of something here. So let's do this in green. I'm going to put an asterisk, and I'm just going to write a very important line. When not specified, oh, that's ugly. Answer must be given in exact form. And when I say specified, what I mean by that is like the question hasn't said 2, 3 decimal places. So because it hasn't specified how many decimal places to answer to, that means it wants the answer as an exact. So this right here, this is an exact answer. If it did want it to a certain amount of decimal places, we would come here and we could just simply read off this number. Now, if it wanted it to 3 decimal places, we haven't got 3 decimal places here. What would we have to do? This is extremely important. You'd have to go menu, settings, and change your float. So if you change your float to a bigger number, you get more decimal places. So it's important to know that if this was asking for a certain amount of decimal places, you can change your float number in the settings section here. Also take note that this is the settings section inside the graph section. We're not changing it in the document settings at the home screen there. Another way to get your approximate answer is this. If we were to come here, bring this down, and then go Control Enter, we will get the approximate as well. So we get it with some decimals there. So just important that you know how to navigate yourself around and just know these little hints. This hint right here, well, not hint, but this statement right here that when not specified, the answer must be given in an exact form. This is something that is true for all of methods. So this sentence will be written on all your CATs, it will be written on all your exams, and it will be written on your Year 12 exam as well. So it's just important that you know that. All right, that was a long question there, but we're still not done. We still have C here to go. We're 14 minutes in, wow. Find the height of the ball when it's 5 meters horizontally before it hits the wicket's glove. So find the height of the ball when it's 5 meters horizontally before it hits the wicket keeper's gloves. So if we zoom in here for a second, we know that the wicket keeper is here. This right here is the wicket keeper. So we want to find the height when it's 5 meters before the wicket keeper. So that would mean we want to figure out 5 meters before. That's going to take me to 55. I might get rid of that 5 there. It's getting too many 5s. That's going to take me to 55. I need to figure out when x is 55, what will my y be? That's what I need to figure out there. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to my CAS calculator. I'm going to hit up to get this, hit down. Oh, sorry, hit enter. Then I'll hit 55 because I want to sub 55 into this rule, and I'm going to get out my answer like that. Again, take note that it hasn't specified how many decimal places I should give it to. And because it hasn't said how many decimal places to give it to, that means we have to provide our answer as an exact form. And that's what it is. This is the exact of it. So we're going to come here now. I'm going to come to C. It's important that you just don't write down your answer. If this was a 2-mark question, you'd have to write down what you've actually done here. So what could we write? We could say when x is equal to 55, y is equal to 213 on 35. Therefore, the height of the ball is 213 on 35 meters. There is my answer. Again, because it has not specified how many decimal places to answer to, it wanted it as an exact answer. So that's why we've written it like that. All right. A lot of information there, I know, but hopefully you feel somewhat comfortable with using your CAS and navigating around like that. I think that's all I wanted to tell you. I'm pretty sure it is. Make sure you're reaching out if you're having any trouble with any of these skills, because these are all really important skills when using your CAS calculator. All right, see ya.